नित्यानन्देश्वर समारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Sri Mahants, Mahants, Kotaris, Tanedars, visitors, viewers sitting with us all over the world through Nityananda TV, Sadhana TV, and two-way video conferencing, having Naina Diksha. Cities sitting with us in two-way video conferencing. Melbourne, Tiruvarur, London, Kashi, Hyderabad, Gupta Kashi, Oklahoma, Somanatham, Oman, Sivagangai, Scottsdale, Arizona, Seattle, Chidambaram, Los Angeles, Hollywood, Singapore, Singapuram, Minot, North Dakota, Slovakia, Pobrad, Surrey, Canada, Warrington, UK, Houston, Kalahasti, Singapore, Singapuram, Romania, Hong Kong, Sirgari, and some more cities, Hyderabad, Adinam, Charlotte, Srisailam, Ponca City, Oklahoma, and Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, London, Kashi, Melbourne, Tiruvarur, Los Angeles, Hollywood, Scottsdale, Arizona, Oklahoma, Somanatham, Oman, Sivagangai, Hyderabad, Gupta Kashi, Seattle, Chidambaram, and some more cities. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I am entering into the first verse of the Upanishads. Before entering into every verse, I feel like wipe yourself completely clean and be fresh so that this verse enters into you as a nectar and starts functioning. Listen, listen, listen. Ishavashyamidagum sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita ma krudakasya sviddanam. Recite along with me. Ishavashyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita ma krita kasya sviddanam. Isha vasyamidagum sarvam yatkincha jagatyam जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीता मा कृत कस्य स्विद्धनम्. The translation. By the consciousness enveloped must this all be. Whatever moving thing there is in the moving world, with this renounced, you may enjoy. Covet not the wealth of anyone at all. Listen. By the consciousness enveloped must this all be. Whatever moving thing there is in the moving world, with this renounced, you may enjoy. Covet not the wealth of anyone at all. Listen. Isha. Understand this word. This word means consciousness which has all the auspicious qualities and which is causal, actual, material, source of everything is, which we may know or we may not know, and it is not only the source, it permeates. Please understand, Isha is not just the source of these plants, stones, you, me. It continues to permeate, fill all of us and everything is, even when we are in this form. Listen. The consciousness is not just the source, it is the base, not just a base material, it continues to be the base which keeps the material together in this shape. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat. By the consciousness enveloped must this all be. Listen. The word Vashyam, listen, means must. Must. There is no maybe, might be, can be, could be. No. It's a declaration. Declarations are expected to be used as a basic cognition in our tradition. Listen. No other spiritual tradition gives so much space for question answer and debate, and no other spiritual tradition is so conclusive and inclusive. Listen, inclusiveness always takes away the conclusiveness. Inclusiveness always takes away the conclusiveness. Oh, everything is one and the same, everything. The inclusiveness takes away conclusiveness. But here, inclusiveness and conclusiveness in completion. Inclusiveness and conclusiveness in the space of complete completion. The Vedic tradition, first and foremost, one and only, inclusive and conclusive tradition. Understand, inclusiveness is always the extreme of emotion. Conclusiveness is always the extreme of logic. Both never go hand in hand. Only if the logic and emotion both merges and sees the reality. Logic always operates from the fear, so it goes on dissecting. Emotion always operates in the space of greed, and it tries to goes on adding. Emotion tries to be inclusive so that it can feel fulfilled with the greed. And logic tries to be divisive so that it can be conclusive. When both ripes and merges, the being blossoms, which is beyond logic and emotion, which I call your individual soul, biomemory, your basic root cognition from which you operate. Only there the inclusiveness and conclusiveness can be in the space of completion, and it can go completely well with each other. Listen. The people who lost conclusiveness for the sake of inclusiveness lost the strength. They become theology light. All these theology light traditions, okay, be as you want, okay, let's celebrate. All the theology light groups, most of the cults function on inclusive, but they very badly lose the strength of conclusiveness. And the people who miss inclusiveness and hold on to some conclusiveness, they become fanatics, terrorists. They are more dangerous than cults. The one and only tradition, the Vedic tradition, which is ultimately inclusive and ultimately conclusive. Completely inclusive and completely conclusive, because it is core. The core cannot choose between inclusiveness and conclusiveness. Just see this word. Isha Vashyam Idam Sarvam. The ultimate inclusiveness and ultimate conclusiveness in this one line. Whatsoever exists is enveloped by this consciousness. Ultimate inclusiveness. You can't include anything further in this. And idam vasyam vasyam. Yat kincha, whatsoever. Jagat means changeful. Please listen. How much ever you may think it is changing, as long as your thinking is happening, you will perceive universe as happening. When you settle down in samadhi, you will perceive the whole universe in the space of samadhi. Understand, as long as you are thinking, you will perceive the other part of you as universe which is happening. When the thinking settles down in you and you become peaceful and you enter into samadhi, you will perceive the other part of you also is in the space of samadhi, God. The jiva decides to perceive his other part as Jagat or Ishvara. When you perceive as Jagat, Dvandva exists, dual. When you perceive as Ishvara, only Advaita exists. That is why Ishvara becomes Isha. Even if you translate the word Isha into Lord, there is a kind of a gap. Upanishadic rishis are not telling Ishvara Vasyamitam. No. Because that word Ishvara can create a kind of a subtle barrier. They say Isha, where you don't feel intimidated. Understand? A mind which is still active. For that mind, if you describe God as a embodiment of independent, intelligent, free-willed being, you will feel always intimidated. You will feel, oh, if something else also exists, then should I relate with that through fear, by begging, praying, or greed, by offering, surrendering, or should I start praying? What kind of a relationship I should start developing with it? Because the mind always tries to retain its existence by the methodology of relating. When the method to relate is disconnected, it disappears. It is by the methodology of the relating, it retains its existence. So when mind is there, if the masters utter a word, Ishvara, immediately, oh, he is there. He is intelligent and he is independent. He has a free will. So he may judge me. He may not accept me. So how should I relate with him? Should I start praying to him? How should I please him? Should I start talking to him? Should I start escaping from him, denying him? Or what should be the thing? Or should I start conquering him? Understand, he is not Ishvara as you perceive, who moves like you. He is Isha, who can be perceived only when there is no movement in you. Any perception you have about him, when there is a movement, is only Jagat, not Ishvara. Only these three you need to know in the life. Everything else will be cleared just if you know about these three. Jiva, individual soul, which perceives. Jagat, universe, which is constantly changing. Which changes is Jagat. And Ishvara, God. Listen. Please listen. As long as there is a movement in you in the form of thought and feeling, which tries to include and conclude. Thought tries to conclude, feeling tries to include. As long as these movements are happening in you, what you perceive inside you and outside you is Jagat, changing. When this thought and emotion, which tries to include and conclude, merges, and that Shanti, silence prevails, you will understand whatever you perceived as Jagat also is nothing but Isha. I can say the whole Sanatana Hindu Dharma starts and ends in this first line. The logic which goes on tries to conclude, an emotion which goes on tries to include, this both, when they are moving, when they have not completed with each other, when there is an incompletion, only when there is an incompletion there will be movement. When there is completion, no movement, pure silence. When there is a movement, listen, when there is a movement, you will perceive yourself inside you, outside you. Whatever you feel as mamakara, as ahankara, anyakara, Swa, Anyakara, all these will be changing. Jagat. Listen. Even when something is changing, it is Isha. Even when you think, when you perceive, it is changing, it is Isha. When you reach the silence of you, when inside there is no movement, there is no incompletions, there is only completion, you will perceive you inside, outside as Isha. Understand? When there is a change in you in the form of thinking or feeling, what you perceive and what you perceive inside and outside is called Jagat, universe, which is changing. And when you are in the space of completion, peacefulness, then what you perceive as you and everything else is God. Here, the Upanishadic rishis are declaring, Upanishads are declaring, I should not even use the word Upanishadic rishis are declaring, no, Upanishads are declaring. Dharma declares its authority by itself is Upanishads, without the help of any author or the authority of any author. Author not only brings authenticity, he brings authority also. Here, Dharma does not need authenticity or authority from anyone else. The person who lends authenticity naturally lends authority also. When he lends authenticity, he has authority. Upanishads does not need anybody to authenticate it. So, nobody has authority over it. That is why Apaurushya, no author. It is declaring its own grandeur and beauty by its own existence. Please understand. Now what I am revealing is layer by layer Akashic records about this one verse. Om. If I have to expand on this. Om. The sound of whatever is, the vibration of whatever is still vibrating, vibration of whatever is still vibrant. Om. 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 It has to be experienced. Om. 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 ईशावास्यमिदग्ं सर्वं यत्किंच जगत्यां जगत्. Understand? Conclusive. Idam sarvam vasyam. No other doubts. Maybe, must be, could be. This is what should be. What else can be? No. This is what is my experience. I don't know, it's up to you. No. Nothing of that sort. Isha vasyam idaggo sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. Whatever you perceive as changeful inside and outside you, even when you perceive as changeful inside and outside you, it is God consciousness which is beyond any change. Listen. The different levels of understanding. When there is a movement, thought flow in you, when there is a change in you, outside also changes, so it is called world. This is yoga. Stop the movement inside you. Inside, when the movement stops, outside movement also will stop. You will perceive the world as consciousness. This is Tantra. Hey, listen. Even while you perceive the change inside and outside you as changeful, it is consciousness living Advaita. Advaita. Listen. Your logic functions continuously in the form of thought, dividing to come to conclusion. Your emotion functions in the form of including to reach completion. Only when the inclusion and conclusion merges into each other, completion happens. People who sacrifice conclusion for the sake of inclusion are poets. Poets can be amazing inclusive people, but can never be conclusive practical. People who sacrifice inclusiveness for the sake of conclusion, amazing mathematicians. They will be amazingly conclusive, practical. You can't live with them. They can never make good husband or wife. They can be amazingly conclusive, but you can't live with them. They will be literally dead. Dead means dead. If I had to use the word dud, that will be much better. Even in the word dead, there is little life. The word dud, where completely no life. Listen. The best statement ever made. With the ultimate inclusiveness and conclusiveness is this one statement. Isha vasyam idaggun sarvam yatkincha jagatyan jagat. The dharma declaring its own authority. Once I was sitting and having a discussion with one of the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar. He said beautifully, I was asking him, why are we doing all the great rituals at the feet of the Dvajastamba, the flagpole in Akada? He said, Swamiji, that's the best way of presenting. The flagpole is the best representation of Dharma without intimidating us in course of time. If you put a statue of Chaturveda, Veda Mata, anything, in course of time the next generation will use even that to intimidate themselves. It will become one more god. The moment you utter the word God, the intimidation starts. Consciousness. The word itself expresses so much of intimacy. The very word feels so intimate and gives you intimacy. If you translate that same word Isha into Lord, it is intimidating. If you translate that word into consciousness, it is so intimate. As long as you have a will, free will, you will always be intimidated by something which has free will. Listen. So you need to be told the Lord's will is not like your will, which intimidates, which feels threatened by anything exists. It's neither interested in intimidating you, nor bothers to protect you. Understand, I am making this statement. If you are expecting protection, you will only end up in hopelessness. Listen, nobody can protect you. Nobody can save you because you don't need to be saved. Wake up to your reality. You neither need to be saved nor you need to be savior. At the most, any savior need to utter only this one statement. Neither you need to be saved, nor you need a savior. Wake up. inclusiveness and conclusiveness in its pure form. In its pure form. Inclusiveness and conclusiveness in its pure form. No mathematician can be so conclusive as this verse. No poetic, no poet can be so poetic, so inclusive than this verse. Ishavasyam idagum sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Whatsoever changeful there is in this ever-changing world is all enveloped, is all personification, is all Isha, consciousness. Being who experienced Isha as received Ishatva as Vara is Ishvara. Who is established in the space of Isha is Ishvara. This word Isha should be understood as consciousness, intelligence, consciousness, intelligence, material, subtle, cause, and all-pervasive, sustaining support, and the reason why the universe is still bound in this form. Understand? Lord Isha is not just the source of this flower. He permeates this flower. He envelops this flower. For this flower to exist in the form of this flower, He is the reason. So He is the material, He is the subtle and causal causes of this to exist. Tomorrow it may change in a different form, it may wither away, it may become a seed for the other plant to happen, it may become whatever. At that time, at this moment and earlier, Isha, the consciousness, fills all this. Listen, this statement is the ultimate truth and ultimate technique. A flawless truth and technique. Please listen. There are some statements, truth, but can't be applied as technique. Some statements, technique, can't be truth. I'll give you the example. When Ramana Maharshi says, whatever is moving only by the grace of God. Without His grace, nothing can move. It's an amazing technique. When Ramana Maharshi's mother came to take him back to Madurai, take him back to his home, to Tiruvannamalai, Ramana Maharshi writes a letter, small chit, and gives to her. In that he says, whatever happens by His will, and without His will, nothing can move. It's an amazing technique, but please understand, it is not truth. In reality, in truth, you do have free will. Why? He coming from all the way from Madurai to Tiruvannamalai happened by with him because he did it. So what he said is a technique. If you relax into that, you will realize the truth. Truth of the free will merging into the cosmic will. It's a technique, not truth. And same way, there are truths which can't be used as technique, which I tried. Annamalai Swamigal told me, Atma has no pain, Atma has no suffering, soul has no pain, no suffering. It's a truth, but it can't be tried as a technique. I went and tried on my body. There are some truths which can never be a technique. There are some techniques which can never be truth. Here, the master stroke, rishis know. There may be some students may not even come back to the next class. Even if you come to just only one Upanishad class, they want to give you enlightenment. So they load the whole truth into this one statement. Understand this one statement, which is all inclusive, ultimately conclusive, which is truth and technique. If some statement has to be truth and technique, it has to be clear. If the same statement is made, the consciousness envelops everything. It can only be truth, not technique. You can't try that in your present state. If the statement says, whatever moving is, whatever moving will be only consciousness. It can be technique, not the truth immediately. The word Vasyamidam is now. The word Vasyamidam makes this line as a truth and technique both. Because here, Jagatyam Jagat, whatever is moving, perceived as moving in this moving world, whether this moving is a perception or reality, It is perceived as moving. Sometimes it really feels like it is moving. Whether you perceive it as moving or really it is moving, it is pervaded by consciousness, enveloped by consciousness. Because it is so inclusive and conclusive, it's a truth and technique. It needs to be lived as your cognition. How to? I'll continue in the further satsangs. How to? I'll continue in the further satsangs. Anything can be missed for Upanishads. Don't miss Upanishads for anything. It's too much. Even I am sitting and enjoying. Even I am sitting and enjoying. Last 2-3 days I could not physically come and sit because I gave the Shivoham experience to NKY participants. So the Shivoham experience, still body needs little settling. And even in this weekend Nitya Dhyana Yoga, there will be one session, Shivoham process. And first time I gave Shivoham experience in two-way video conferencing in this 4-day Nitya Kriya Yoga. The Shivoham was done in remote, first time ever on the planet Earth. Understand? Not just Kundalini awakening, Shivoham. So this weekend, NDY, there will be one session, Shivoham process. With this, I bless you all. And from today we may start whole day Dialed Avatar IA Kalpataru calls. For IA Kalpataru, I am going to make myself available for more and more time. The timings you can call the Enriching Temple and find out. So with this, I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Advaita, eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you.
Nityananda Dhyanapītam, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nityananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.